Midwest tour before they head back over the pond. And you've heard the news. The terrible despot has died. The Queen died.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have. I was wondering, did Trump die as well?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
Are we live?
We'll get this out of
We're
our
on the
system
same
momentarily.
page, though, Peter. Good man.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, good question. Are we live?
We will be live momentarily.
Okay.
So yeah. So you tell me when we're ready to go live, and we'll start. Okay. Have you watched?
ago.
Well, if you are tuned in, then you know what you are expecting. The sounds of the Karan Casey Trio in Charlottesville this very night, that being the 8th of September, for a concert over at the Haven. And they'll be starting there at 7:30. So head over to brimstunes.org to get your tickets. If you're not going to catch them this evening, shame on you if you can make it to Charlottesville. But they'll be all over the place as well, and we'll be chatting about that in just a moment. But before I have my chat with Karan Casey and her great trio, how about y'all kick off with one?
Great. Okay. Oh, my love has left me with parents twine, and that's the last of him I ever saw. He joined the army and marched in war. He took the shilling, and he's off to war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, did he look as he marched along, with his kilt and sporran and his musket gun, and the ladies tipped him as he marched along. He sailed out by the Broomielaw. Well, the pipes did play as he marched along, and the soldiers sang out a battle song. March on, cried the captain gay, for king and country, we will fight today. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, the battle rattled to the sound of guns, and the bayonets flashed in morning sun. Drums did beat and the cannon roared, and the shilling didn't seem much worth the war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, the men they fought, and the men did fall, cut down by bayonet and musket ball. Many of these brave young men would never fight for, they'd never fight for the king again. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you die in war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you die in war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the king's shilling, and you die in war. Die in war, die in war.
Live here at the stage at WTJU, the wonderful sounds of the Karan Casey and boy, I can't even get this out. I've been waiting 2 years to say this to your face, Karen.
Aw.
The Karan Casey Trio, featuring, of course, Karan Casey, Neve Dunn, and Chun Og Graham. They are collectively the Karan Casey Trio, out in the midst of a tour, including this Friday night here on the 8th of September. For those who might be watching later, you don't want to show up at the Haven and not be able to see them, but they're going to be performing for our friends, the Blue Ridge Irish Music School, Culture Ireland, and in partnership also with WTJU. Welcome to Charlottesville.
Thank you so much. We're delighted to be here.
Last time I had the good chance to chat with you was on John Doyle's birthday last year. You were doing some virtual concerts.
That's right, for
So-
Grimm's, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. And we're waiting for John to call in, but he was on the road and
Yeah.
he blew us off.
We met him there up in Vermont,
All right.
and we'll be meeting them next Tuesday. He's playing with a great group called Alt.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Some wonderful performers in that trio as
Yes.
well. Speaking of trios, let's talk about how the Karan Casey Trio came to be, Karen.
Well, I was just blessed to be playing with Sean Oak and Neve. They're amazing musicians and people. And we met, we know each other a long time, but I suppose it has evolved over the past 8-10 years. And I'm delighted. I haven't had the good fortune of being able to bring them to the States, so I'm delighted to have them. They're very famous in their own right.
Oh, I know.
But they're in a band called Bioga, and which sells out tickets in 6 minutes. And as individuals, they're just extraordinary musicians. And Neve has a new CD out.
Yes.
It's called Tides. If people want to go to Neve Dunn, NIAMHDUNNE, and you can download her album, which was produced beautifully by Sean Oak. So yeah, and we get on. So I think
We're
that's
having a great time.
How many days in to the tour are
we were here now a week. I was going to say a year.
Feels that way apparently with these two.
Well, we've done a lot of road. Like we were in Vermont and the Blackstone in Rhode Island, and then we were back to Vermont, Cape Cod, New York, and
Well, I know after-
Vienna, and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
here, yeah.
And tomorrow you're heading off for
To-
3 days to the North Carolina Folk Festival.
Yeah, which would be
For them.
great. When
Yes, 3 days of being in the same place when
Yes.
you're on the road is a lovely thing.
Exactly, and we get shuttled around the place, and
Even better, those golf
Yes.
carts are there just for you.
yeah,
And then I know you're going to be up at the Burn, the legendary Burn, in a
Yes.
week, in less than a week.
yes,
So.
we're up in the Burn on the 14th. That's sold out.
Ah,
But we're going to New Jersey, the Hopewell Theatre, the Kate in Saybrook, Old Saybrook, and where else? Mountain Stage.
oh, yes,
Yeah,
on the 18th.
so,
And that-
and I'm probably forgetting places, but I think that's the most of it. You can go to KarenCasey.com.
yes, and that's KaranCasey, KarenCasey.com. And we've got a link up at WTJU.net. And of course, some of you, I'm sure, as much as you know Karen's voice, you may be saying, how do I know Karen's voice? Well, who have you not performed with? But for me, those early days before you were even Solace, when you came to Charlottesville
Yes.
back in February of '94.
Yes. What? No. Was it that early?
That was out early.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Right. I was going to say 95, but who?
Well,
who's-
yeah, it
who's-
could be 95.
No, no,
you
no, you're
know.
probably
When you
right.
get to my age, numbers are just numbers.
No, don't mean
But
to.
no.
Yeah, that was at the Prism.
Yes,
yes,
it was.
and Fred
Yeah,
Boyce.
Fred Boyce. Yes, indeed. Yeah, no, you're right. It's February of '95. It's February 3rd, precisely, 1995. For those keeping track at home.
Yeah, I remember. I thought like all my Sundays had arrived, you know, in the one day when we headed off. I was waitressing in New York at the time and babysitting a lovely little boy actually called Ted, and I also had somehow. I don't know how I kind of blagged my way into this job where I was the assistant on writing children's science books for Scholastic. And believe you me, I'm really not good at science. So, and then I think we had done a bit of a gig, myself and Winnie and Seamus, in the Blarney Star. We met Dom Mead there actually when we were in New York. And then they were like, do you want to come? We're going to try and do this gig.
to all the way down to the Prism, and I thought, oh my God, right, I'm
Yeah, I know.
actually really famous now. So it was great.
Well, it was Fred told me the story, and John and Seamus have confirmed it, that he was only expecting those two, and then a few hours before, he got a call saying, "Hey, we're bringing some mates with us."
Right.
And so Fred quickly set up the stage, and I've got that master recording, which I
Yes,
always,
I'm.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get it for you someday, so you can hear what you sounded like before you even saw us.
Oh, God.
But of course, Karen, you've been out touring on your own for more than a few years, more than 25 years. You've been out playing, and